Hello, this is CityScape, a regular vodcast featuring people, places, and ideas that impact Livonia. I'm Dan West with the Livonia Chamber of Commerce. Today we will meet the new leader of Madonna University, who took office earlier this month and is getting acquainted with the school in the Metro Detroit area. Dr. Christopher Dougherty became the 8th president in the 85-year history of Madonna University on July 1st. He brings 3 decades of higher education experience in academic leadership, fundraising, enrollment management, mission integration, and student affairs at several schools. Most recently, he served in the roles of professor, dean, and vice president of academic affairs at Chestnut Hill College in Philadelphia, which is near his hometown of Glen Olden, Pennsylvania. Along with his wife of 31 years, Joanne, the couple have 2 daughters currently attending college in Pennsylvania. He takes the reins at Madonna, a private Catholic liberal arts school that serves some 2,100 students and offers some 100 undergraduate and 35 graduate programs. Dr. Dougherty, welcome to Michigan, Livonia, and Madonna University. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Dan. Great to be here in all respects.
What was it attractive about the Madonna job, especially when you consider you left your hometown area and your daughters that are going to school in the area to come here to Michigan?
Well, just from my first experience of the interview process and so much about Madonna that was familiar to me as a candidate and as someone who worked in education for a number of years. I'm a product of 17 years of Catholic education from kindergarten through college. And it was only recently in my career, for about the past 10 years or so, that I had the opportunity to work at a Catholic college or university, first at Rosemont College, which was sponsored by the Sisters of the Holy Child, and then at Chestnut Hill College, which is a sponsored work of the Sisters of St. Joseph. And so there was much about the work of the Felician Sisters, the mission, the outreach and engagement, the history of that at Madonna that was very familiar. And I think that was part of the conversation that we engaged when I interviewed here. There was also just the incredible welcoming sense of the campus and the community here as well that was also very familiar and something that I became increasingly excited about. As a change personally, it's also been exciting. We've had an opportunity to experience the region here from the perspective of enjoying the outdoors, the trails, the general environment. My recent experience here on campus, meeting everybody that I'll be working with here, it's been a really welcoming and enjoyable experience.
And getting to know you, you talked about a desire to support students with wraparound learning. Can you explain what that entails and how would it impact what a school does?
Yeah. You know, it's hard to answer that question without talking about so much that's changed during and since the pandemic. And certainly, as you know, I've worked with, and many of us have worked with faculty and staff who support students. The expectations for colleges and universities to provide increasing wraparound support for students includes their development as learners, absolutely, but also their development in a lot of other spheres. You know, looking at their growing interest in areas of professional practice. Many of the changes that they're experiencing in terms of technologies that are impacting their learning. And I think also those wraparound services differ depending on the learners that we're serving. One of the great things about the tradition and the current delivery of programs at Madonna is not only is Madonna University offering a range of programs across disciplines, but also reaches out to a range of learners on campus, online, at off-campus locations, across a range of disciplines.
Sounds like you're trying your best to recognize individuality of every student that folks engage with.
Absolutely. And I think also in terms of the relationships that are here at Madonna. So certainly being new to the university, I already realize that an enormous resource in my role as president is going to be all of the relationships that so many people at the university have in specific areas of professional practice, with the community, and with individual students. I think, you know, as a president, we can model that work, and we ourselves can be accessible and ourselves be teachers and learners and model that for the broader community. But another really powerful sense of the capacity of Madonna is the relationships that so many people have with their areas of professional practice, with learners and with the broader community.
Can you describe some of the most powerful experiences you've had as an educator?
The teams that I've worked with, I am amazed by and grateful for the way that I've worked with and learned from my teams. Most recently, deans, directors, each in their areas of responsibility, each with their own commitment to success and commitment to student learning. And I think orchestrating that work in a really dynamic environment and in an industry, higher education, that is experiencing unprecedented change with regard to the scale of the services that we offer, the work that we do. That's been an exceptional experience working with those leadership teams. And that's what I'm really excited about here at Madonna, is working with this leadership team in terms of defining the next generation of success for Madonna based on what's preceded.
It sounds like you thrive on collaboration.
Absolutely.
Being in the middle of it.
We have to. We have to. And I think, from the perspective of being an academic leader, the last thing that we should try to be is the smartest person in the room. By definition, we don't want to be the smartest person in the room. We want to be experienced with and comfortable with cultivating collaboration among a range of people who have areas of expertise where their expertise far exceeds mine in terms of the moment when they're interacting with students. And that's the nature of the work.
Well, and the importance of humility too.
Absolutely.
I think you know it all, right? So
Absolutely.
We all got to be there.
Yeah.
Talk about some of your past engagements with the business community in your past roles.
Yeah. It's interesting. A large part of my career I spent in outreach and continuing education. So really it was about being the person who represented the academic side of the house with business and industry in terms of continuing education, professional development programs. In fact, I had an opportunity to spend a year, 2008, 2009, as president of the Association for Continuing Higher Education at a time that I was working for Rutgers University. And so I had an opportunity to go across the country, areas of Canada, meet with the regions and learn about outreach and economic development as it was being done across a range of institutions. And that for me was a really important formative experience, not only providing those solutions locally at the time, working with the business community within southern New Jersey, but also bringing that comparative perspective across all of the folks who are working with business and industry, representing their colleges or universities across the country.
What are some of the things you have planned to get acclimated to the Madonna faculty and community and then the overall community? What do you got cooking there?
So right away, I'm getting out of my office.
Yeah.
So one of the things we've tipped is where I go to have meetings. So people are not coming to the president's office to have a meeting. I'm going to visit them in their offices, in their spaces. And it's been an opportunity also just to have informal introductions with everybody in their offices. So here I am in week 2, getting out and about. I've gotten lost a couple of times. That's been helpful too. Found my way back on track. But it's been a really good experience just to get out and about and to meet people. And I think that's an important way of engaging the community. And I look forward to continuing that. I think there's been a lot of great formative work that's been done that I've already seen in the first 2 weeks. There's a lot that we don't need to change in terms of the really good work that people have done here. And so I'm really interested in seeing how people have gathered evidence around the work that they do, what kind of changes they're interested in promoting, and being a really good listener for the leadership team as we move into this next phase of development. And so I think every organization is at a point in its trajectory where, from a leadership perspective, if we're prepared to acknowledge and affirm all the good work that's happened, start there and continue with the good work underway. So.
Well, Chris, we thank you for finding some time in your busy schedule in your first couple weeks here at Madonna to talk to us today. And I know you probably got many more meetings, and hopefully more people get a chance to meet you in person in the weeks ahead here.
It's a pleasure to make you part of that day, Dan. Thanks.
So good luck to everything.
Yep.
That's all we have for this edition of CityScape. We thank you for your time, and we hope you watch us again next time.